All right, so let me start recording. Then we're gonna start. Okay, we're gonna start our meeting today. All right, so it seems that everyone is here. So are you ready? Are you ready to start the meeting? You say yes.
Yes.
All right, great. Okay, all right, you can type it, you can answer it, whatever you want. You can use this technology, okay? All right, so in the last time, okay, in the last week, we talked about two papers, corporate venture capital, NIHFX, something like that, okay? So we're done, all right? The reason I use my studies, my research was very simple. I just want you taste, okay? I just want you to know what researchers are doing in this field, okay? Right? In strategy management field. Okay? So you are now okay, all right? Okay, so you can think, oh, strategies in the business school are doing something like this, okay? Some like studies. Okay? So this time we're gonna start a new chapter. All right, actually chapter 1, the first chapter, the textbook. Okay. So the first chapter is strategy management. All right, strategy management and creating competitive advantage. All right. So this chapter we're gonna talk about strategy management, the definition of strategy management. Actually, we already done so. Right? We already done. All right, long-term plan. Okay. We talked about that at the very beginning of the semester, strategy management definitions. So we already know what a strategy management is, what a strategy is, right? Okay. And the second thing is competitive advantage. All right. Oh yes, competitive advantage. We talked about that, but we didn't define clearly what competitive advantage in our discussions. So let's talk about a little bit. Okay. Briefly, what is the competitive advantage in your language? What is a competitive advantage? How do you define competitive advantage?
It's like something you or your company has that's hard for another company to recreate, so you have an advantage.
All right, great. Okay. So it's about it's about performance, your corporation performance. So your corporation have a better performance than other companies. This is competitive advantage. That's what code is going up. Anything else? All right, it's a performance. What is a competitive advantage?
It could be also like your country has access to a resource that another country doesn't, so therefore you can control how it's sold and stuff.
All right, assessing the resources. Okay, so inputs. Okay, assessing data inputs. Core says output. Okay, and Jason says inputs. Actually, inputs and outputs, something like the two sides of the coin, right? Inputs and outputs. So basically, these two guys, okay, two students, talking about the common things, better performance. All right. Why do you care about assessing the resource? Better performance. Okay. So competitive advantage is related to the better performance. Simply speaking, better performance means just doing better than others. All right. Doing better than others. This is competitive advantage. Okay. Very simple definition. So if your company, your organization is doing better than others, then your organization achieves competitive advantage. In the long term, competitive advantage, that's sustainable competitive advantage. All right? So, very simple concepts. So we know strategy management, we know competitive advantage. All right? So we're gonna talk about some other concepts a little bit more. That's it. Okay? This is about the chapter 1. Okay? Very simple topic. So we're gonna continue. All right, some announcements before going on. Okay, so teams. I want to make sure everyone has your own team. All right, everyone has your own team. Okay, I have uploaded the list of teams, the team list on Canvas. Okay, under the file. So you can find it. You make sure you have your own team. All right. If you don't have your own team so far, it's a big problem. So let me know immediately. All right, I will assign your team. Okay. And capsim simulations. Okay. So I already set up your capsim simulations. So you can find my course when you register the capsim simulation. You can find my course with my name. Okay, my full name or industry ID or the title. I have two sections, BUS499A and B. So you are B, okay? So don't confuse it, okay? So you can find my course, okay, in the simulation, all right? Then you start the simulation as soon as possible. This is not an easy game. It takes a considerable time to be familiar with the game, to have a sense about how actually this game is going on. Okay, so please start the simulation as soon as possible. That will be better for you. Okay, and teams in the simulations, there are own team names. Okay, so team one will be Team Andrew. Okay. So Andrew is a simulation team name. Okay? So team 1 will be Andrew. Team 2 will be Baldwin. Team 3 will be Chester. Team 4, Sticky. Team 5, Ari. Okay? And you don't need to think about the team 6. Okay? This is a computer team. Okay? So when you register, okay, please join yourself with this team. All right. Andrew, Baldwin, Chester, Dicky, Eric. Okay. So team 1 will be Andrew. Team 5 will Eric. Okay. Any question? Okay, no question. Okay, I just want to make sure I got some questions from, okay, BUS499. Okay, Bogan, I talked already with the, okay, then there's no issue. Okay, so let's move. Okay. All right. The warmer keys. So we're gonna start warmer keys at this time. Probably I will give you 10 minutes. 10 minutes, okay? So it will be enough time. Huh? So let's look at the BUS499B quiz, and okay, I found the warmer keys, chapter 1 warmer keys. Then I will edit it. Then due is right now it's 2:10, so I will give you 10 minutes. So the due is 2:20. All right, 2:20. So this quiz is available right now. So you go ahead to go to Canvas, and then you find it and take the one keys for 10 minutes. Okay, 10 minutes. Please go ahead. Nice, great, great. So most students are already done. Yeah? And is there anyone you need more time? I'm not done yet. I need more time. Please let me know. I'm not done yet. Please let me know. So everyone's done? Anyone needs more time? Okay. All right. Okay. So some students are still doing it. All right. So everyone's done? Anyone needs more time? Let me know. So if everyone's done, we can start. You don't need to waste time. Okay, great. So probably 10 minutes will be enough, okay, for the warm-up keys, okay, for the next time too. So we're gonna use 10 minutes, but if you're done early, then we can just, go step forward, okay? Trinity, you're done, right? So everyone's ready to go forward to discuss?
I'm ready.
All right. Okay, all right. So let's talk about that. All right, so you took the warm keys, and then we're gonna discuss these warm keys as a whole group, okay? So the first one, the first question. Strategy management consists of analysis, decisions, and actions an organization undertakes in order to create and sustain competitive advantage. True or false? You can type, you can say whatever.
True.
True. All right. So this is a definition, right? This is a definition of a strategy management. We talked about that already, all right? Strategy management consists of analysis. Analysis what? Environments. Okay? Environments. Okay. So environments of your organization can be external and internal. So we will talk about external environments, internal environments in the following chapters, chapter 2 and 3. And decisions, the formulation of a strategy, okay? The formulation of a strategy. And actions, the implementation of a strategy. So we're going to talk about your environments, the formulation of a strategy, and implementation of the strategy throughout this semester, okay? With the simulations, okay? So that's true. That's true. In order to create sustained competitive advantage. So we always assume that our strategy is aimed for competitive advantage, doing better than others. So definitions of strategy management and competitive advantage done. Number 2, strategy management is concerned with analysis of strategic goals as stated in the vision, mission, and strategic objectives of true or false? Oh, yes, it's true. All right, it's true. Okay. So there are, what's that? The analysis of strategic goals is, all right, vision, mission, strategic objectives. Okay. These are the concepts. These are the concepts actually some people confuse a lot. Vision, mission, strategic objectives. How do you distinguish these? What is the difference between vision and mission? Anyone? Please tell us. What is the difference between vision and mission?
I think, well, for one, vision is more abstract, like sort of the like really long-term goal of the firm
Okay.
or whatever organization, and the mission is sort of the like purpose of it, and I guess like how they're going to compete in the market and gain the competitive advantage.
All right. So vision is about the future things. So what do you want to be? What we want to be. We want to be. Okay, what we want to be. This is vision. And mission is something like a little bit more in the present. What we are, where we are, something like that. What we are. Okay? So vision is what we want to be, and mission is what we are. What we are. Okay. And straight objectives. Straight objectives are like the overall plan to achieve this vision. All right. You can understand like this. But actually, these concepts are interchangeably used a lot. So many people just confused. Even in the vision, mission, straight objective statements of very college, were actually confused too. Was confused too. So we did this. We worked on the this vision and mission of Berry College in the couple of years ago. Then I just, I was in a team, so I just clarified what the difference between vision and mission and that team. Okay, so I just remember that. All right, number 3, strategic management innovations. Management innovations, such as total quality, just-in-time, benchmarking, business process re-engineering, and outsourcing are important, yes, but not enough for building sustainable competitive advantage. True or false? All right, Olivia says it's true. All right, why, Olivia? Why is true? Why not sustainable competitive advantage? Actually, these practices are great ones. Okay? I love these ones, but it's not enough for building sustainable competitive advantage. Why? Why not?
It's not enough because everyone does them.
Exactly. It's a good point. It's a good point. All right. So total quality, think about that. Actually, you run this practice in your operation management class, right? I believe so. You should. Okay. Total quality, just in time, benchmarking, business re-engineering, and outsourcing. Actually, these are very, very easily imitatable. So other companies can do, okay, very easily. All right. So it's a problem. It's a problem. So this is not the example of strategy. All right. Actually, this is an example of tactics. Tactics. Historically, people distinguish between tactics and strategy. Tactics are operation, the short term. Strategy is a long term plan. Okay. So these practices are short term and tactics operations. Okay. So it's not enough for building sustainable competitive advantage. To build the sustainable competitive advantage, we need to talk about reduce costs, increase product differentiations. Okay, so we'll talk about that in the following chapters. Okay, great, good discussion. Nice. Number 4, strategic management is only concerned with the short-term perspective. It's not true, right? It's false. Okay, so it should be a long term. Okay, we talked about that. Okay, number 5. The final realized strategy of fund is combination of deliberate and emergent strategies. True or false? Is it true or false?
True.
All right, it's true. Okay, that's true. So the strategy is dynamic. All right, strategy is dynamic. Okay, so realize the strategy. Think about that. Okay, you have original strategy. Okay, the first initial strategy. Then you go step forward. Then you just evaluate. Okay, this strategy is working or not. All right. Then at that point, if it's not working very well, you can change your strategy. All right. So in the real option perspective, we talked about that, right? Timing issues. At the first step, okay, you have your own strategy. But in the second step, actually, you have emergent strategy because your environments are changing. Your environments are changing. So if you have a better strategy at the second point, then what are you going to do? You use the second strategy. All right? The emergent strategy. Then your final strategy, realized strategy, will be a combination of your original strategy, delivery, and emergent strategies. Okay? So you're gonna practice this dynamics of strategy in your simulation. All right? So you have 7 regular competition rounds in your simulations. Okay? So just think about that. In the first round, you set up your own strategy. Okay, I like this strategy. Then, after your first strategy is evaluate, then the first round, you will have your own performance based on that original strategy. Then, based on that performance, what are you gonna do? If that strategy is working very well, you keep this strategy. But if this strategy is not working very well, then you want to change your strategy. Right? So strategy is a process. Right? Process. It means you go step by step, go forward, okay, with dynamics, with dynamism. All right. So strategy is not static; it's dynamic. Okay. So far so good. So far so good. All right, great. Number 6. Corporate level strategy addresses how firms compete and outperform their rivals as well as achieve and sustain competitive advantage. True or false? It's a little bit tricky. It's false, right? It's false. Okay. All right, you guys are right. It's false. It's a little bit tricky, but you pick up a good one. Why false? Why false?
It's because corporate level strategy is internal.
Internal means anyone? A little bit more specific.
Doesn't it address like where firms compete?
Where to compete? Okay, all right, great, Olivia. Nice. So, all right. So, in the following chapters, we're gonna talk about 3 levels of strategy. 3 levels of strategy. Okay. Functional level. Okay, the bottom level. Functional level. And business level. And corporation level. All right. So, functional level means like your teams, R&D teams, marketing, accounting, something like that, functions, okay, within a business unit, all right? So functional level strategy is focused on efficiency, okay? And business level strategy is about a single business unit, okay? A single business unit, okay? So it is about how to compete to achieve competitive advantage in that market. Okay. This is business level strategy. Okay. And corporate level strategy is about multiple business units. So corporate level has several business units. How to organize these business units, how to balance, harmonize these business units is a corporate level strategy. For example, GE, all right? GE is a big conglomerate, big corporations. It has many business units like GE Capital, GE Appliances, GE Electronics. They have many business units. How to harmonize these business units? Okay? It's not easy. That is corporate level strategy. Okay? So, corporate level strategy addresses where to compete, as Olivia pointed out. Okay, where to compete. Okay, and business level strategy addresses how to compete. Okay, so actually, number 6, this is business level strategy. All right, so this is false. Okay. Number 7. Entrepreneurial activity aimed at new value creation is not a major engine for economic growth. True or false? Yes, false. Yes, false. Okay. So actually, we actually care about the entrepreneurial activity as an engine for economic growth. Okay. But you need to think about this. This is very interesting. Okay. All right. For economic growth, think about that. So entrepreneurial activity, that means new startups. Okay. New startups. Okay? Entrepreneurial funds. And existing companies, big corporations. Okay. So think about that. Big corporations, they have a great level of resources. Actually, they can do everything, almost. They have, human resources, very smart people. They have money. They have facilities. The big corporations' resources are huge. So they can do okay, almost anything. Right? But entrepreneur funds, new startups, they're small companies. Very obvious limitation of their resources. Then the question is, why? Why these small startups actually aim at a new value creation, not existing companies, not big corporations? Why? Why small startups? Why new startups? They are aimed at new value creation rather than big corporations. Big corporation can do anything almost. Why we care about small companies? Why small companies are
I
innovative?
think
Okay, go ahead,
like
Mo.
kind of like big companies, they kind of have a set thing that they already do. Like Apple, they know what they want to do. They make computers, iPhones, so they kind of they're within these boundaries, so they can't really kind of branch out into something new. I mean, they still innovate their current products, but you won't really see Apple like going and making a dishwasher or something like that. So I guess people still like the smaller companies because they have more of a flexibility to be more creative, maybe.
Right. Small companies are more flexible and creative. Okay, so think about it this way. If the Apple has its own domain, like a washing machine, okay? Washing machine, it has its own big corporations in that field too. So that big corporation can do washing machines. So still, our question is, big corporation can do some innovation things. That's why we care about entrepreneur funds. Bogan, thank you. Bogan has a point actually. Flexible and innovative. Why? Why small startups are flexible and innovative?
They don't have a lot of stakeholders or investors. They that like want the company to go a certain way to say, and they're used to like business as usual, so they have a lot of flexibility and room to grow because not a lot of people know what they're here to do. I mean, if Walmart all of a sudden started, making cars, a lot of people would go, "Why the heck are you doing that?"
All right. Okay, so Morgan says it's a flexible, and Jensen says it's flexible too because there are less stakeholders for startups. Olivia, go ahead.
Is it so they have to create new value because the existing firms already have like their own set of like things they're doing, and so they have to create new value to like enter into the market.
All right. Olivia says they have to. They have to. All right. All the answers are great. Huh? So small companies are flexible. Small companies are less, political, the conflicts among the stakeholders. The main point is that, okay, actually Olivia brought up the main point. Yeah. Think about that. Big corporations like Apple, Morgan point out this, okay? Apple, it has already its own market, right? Okay? It has its own revenue too. It has its own profit too. Right now, they don't need to be innovative. They don't need to change anything because they already have it. They already have what they want. Okay? Actually, they don't want to change in the market. They don't want it. But think about that, right? I already have money. I already have a revenue stream, profit stream. Then why? Why I change this market? Okay? So they don't want to change it. Okay? But small companies, new startups, they don't have anything. They don't have anything yet. Okay? They have to create it. Okay? They have to get into the market. All right? Then they should be. They have to be innovative to create. Okay? So big corporations, okay, they have a lot of resources, but they don't want to change. Okay? They don't want to change. They are still innovative in some sense, but it's acceptable changes, just acceptable changes, the incremental changes. Okay? For example, Microsoft, MS, okay, Microsoft, they purchase a lot, many external technologies, okay, good technologies, fancy technologies, okay. Then sometimes they use it, but most time, what are they gonna do with those external technology from the small startups? They buy them, the technologies, and they just put them in the bag. Put them in the bag, clean the shelves. Okay. All right. Nobody cannot see it. Nobody cannot see this technology. All right. Nobody can use this. I don't want to change in my market. So MS, actually, this is a patent strategy of MS. They purchase a lot of good technologies, but they just keep in the bag. Then nobody can touch it. Okay? So this is a big difference between small startups and big corporations. Okay? So number 7. It is very interesting question. Okay. Number 8. Stakeholders make various claims on a company. All right. Stakeholders can be everyone related to your organization. Okay. Their interests must be taken into account in the strategy management. Yeah, of course, it's true. Okay. So how well balanced the interests of the stakeholders, that will be okay, very important factor to determine your performance. This is the perspective of stakeholder management. Stakeholder management. All right, we're done. The first one case. Okay. Any question, concern? So this is how the worm case is working. It's not stressful. Okay. So the purpose of worm case is not just the text. Okay. This is not a test. To lead our discussions. Okay. All right. So no question. Can I move? Okay. All right. All right, then we're done on the case, and then look at this, learning objectives. We briefly talked about the work keys, but actually we almost talk about most topics of this chapter. The definition of a strategy and key attributes, we talked about that. And strategy management process, 3 steps, we talked about that. And stakeholder management, we talked about that already. And some other topics, social responsibilities, or some empowerment, something like that, very easy and simple topics. I just can summarize this one. Okay? And hierarchy of strategic goals. Okay? So All right, so these are our learning objectives. Okay, where we are here, chapter 1. We just started chapter 1. Okay, so we are continue chapter 2 and 3 in the following times. Then, all right, this is today's class activity. Okay, so this is your chapter case. This is your chapter case. Huh? Lens and case. Lens and. Actually, I was a loyal customer for this company. About what, 10 years ago, 15 years ago. Not now. I'm not a customer of this company actually. I even don't know where actually this the store is. Okay. So let's gonna talk about. We are gonna talk about this case. Okay. So there are two questions. Okay. So you can share your answers and your perspectives with your team. All right. Okay. So we already read this case. Okay. So you wanna share your answers with your team. All right. So I'm gonna create for your team discussions. I'm gonna create breakout rooms. Probably 10 minutes. Okay. We're gonna try 10 minutes. So 5 rooms and 10 minutes. Okay. Then please go ahead. Please, you go ahead. Your room to meet your team members. Okay, for 10 minutes. I will be here. I'm gonna mute my microphone, but I will be here. If you have any question or concern, just let me know. 10 minutes. I will see you soon. All right. Welcome back. Hi. So how was 10 minutes? It was okay
Yes.
for your discussions? Is it enough? Okay, so I'm gonna continue. I'm gonna keep, okay, 10 minutes. So 10 minutes for the work keys, 10 minutes for the press activities. Okay, great, team discussions. Okay. All right, it seems that everyone has ready to talk about this. Okay, so this case, okay, anyone can start? What is the story about? What is the story about? Lens and go ahead.
About Lands getting a new CEO after many years with the founder, who retired, I think, in 1990. I think it was.
Okay.
Oh.
So it's about that and her coming in and doing all these changes, and it kind of tanking the company a little bit.
Okay. Actually, I was the customer in this transition period. Yeah. So I love the clothes, but in this transition, I just lost my interest. Okay. Because the transition was so obvious. So I'm not anymore their customer. Okay. So the first question: what actions could Ms. McKelney have taken to improve lens and perspective for success in the marketplace? Discuss it. Please, anyone start it. Okay. What did her do? What did she do?
She started trying to change the products they were selling and go more of the high-end fashion instead, and it wasn't very successful.
It was not successful because they lost me. All right. They lost me. Okay. I was not, anymore the customer. Okay. Anything else?
I feel like she came in and treated the company as like she founded it, instead of like coming in to make small changes and lead the company further. And so, with like changing like the headquarters sort of to a state in New York, and then the whole private bathrooms thing, like she changed the culture.
All right. He changed the culture. So she changed she tried to change everything. Okay. The best thing. I cannot understand. I don't understand why, Is it understandable? It's a women thing? I'm not sure. The private bath, you need it? About female students, you understand that?
I guess I understand like why she wanted a private bathroom, because that was kind of like the old way of doing business where the CEO was inaccessible and they just seemed like this person that you just never really talk to face to face. They're just a person in an office. But nowadays we see in companies like Zappos and stuff like that where the CEOs are working side by side their employers now. So I think it was kind of showing the transition between those two types of bosses.
Okay, I see. So it can be understood as a transitions, okay? A symbol of change. Okay, it makes sense too. Okay, so actually their target market is changing and their cultures are changing. Okay, so anything else about the first question? Go ahead, Olivia. Any other
Sorry, my computer was messing up, so.
All right. So do you have any comment on this the first question? Anyone? Go ahead, Alexi.
It seems like coming into the company, she just didn't have any interest or likes about what they offered, because in the case study it said that she thought that the sweaters and baggy pants were ugly. So it just seems like she like just didn't like the company from the beginning and what they had to offer.
All right, so there's some conflicts too. All right, so it was not a smooth, right? It was not a smooth transitions. Okay. All right. Any other comments? Any other point?
I feel like she was concerned about her own reputation rather than the company's, because she was known for someone who was working for these super high class brands, and so she came in
Okay.
basically wanting to get privileges because she's so, special because she worked for these amazing companies.
All right. Okay. Good point too. Good point too. Great. Good job. Good discussions. So, based on your comments, I want to talk about this agency cost issue. Probably you heard about this terminology. Agency cost in your finance class. What is the agency cost? It's a very simple thing. Principal and agent. Agent, okay, are not interested in principals, okay, interest. Actually, agent focus on its own interest. Right? This is agent cost. Right? So like a private bathrooms in both offices. So also just focus on her own reputations. Rather than the overall, benefits of the corporations. These are examples of agency cost issues. So in this case, when I was reading this case, okay, I was thinking about this agency cost thing issue. All right, this is agency cost issue. We see a lot of agency problems. So agency problem also occurred in the lens and especially in the period of the transition. Okay. All right. Then the next question: did Lens and make the right choice in selecting her for the CEO position? Why and why not? Okay. There are many possible answers. Okay. So is it right choice? Anyone? Or not? It's not right choice.
No, I think it was a bad choice all around, honestly.
Okay, it's a bad choice. Okay, go ahead. What?
I mean, I think you could say it's a learning experience, but I think what she did was kind of obviously not set up for success, or at least in the short run, because she completely, kind of desecrated the vision of Land's End by introducing that whole new product line with a price point that was unattainable by most Land's End shoppers. So I think honestly she just didn't have her goals straight there.
All right. So she tried to make a big change, but actually it was not a success. Okay. So it's not a choice. Yes, that makes sense. Okay. Any other comment?
Our team actually came up with something interesting that we said it was, one of our team members said it was a little bit of both, stating that they got what they wanted. They wanted a person to come in that was different and could lead their company into like the new generation or whatsoever and do a lot of big changes. And so they got what they wanted, but then it was not a good choice because it led to tanking the company a little bit.
Okay.
So it's a little bit of both, and I found that very interesting.
Okay, all right. It's very interesting situation. Actually, they wanted change, right? The company wanted change, so that's why actually they brought her up, right, as a position. But the transition was not so successful. Okay, then there are some conflicts. Okay, so probably there is no better strategy for this transition. Okay, they wanted to change, but they didn't have good plan, all right, long-term plan to change it. Right? No strategy. Okay, probably. Okay. Okay. Any other comment? Any other point? All right, very simple case. So it's very straightforward, very straightforward. So it's a very, brief discussions, but we know the point, right? So to change it, actually, we need a strategy, okay? To change it, we need a strategy, all right? Good strategy. Without a consistent, a good strategy, then probably we cannot have the performance we actually try to make, all right? So let's end the case. Okay. Any other question, comments on this case? Okay. So we done one case. Okay. We done class activities. Okay. So we are gonna do very brief. I'm gonna present very briefly, okay, about the textbook, chapter 1. All right. The contents. Okay. My presentation doesn't cover, okay, not details, every details of the chapter, okay. I just want to make some points. That's it. All right. Very brief. Okay? So don't expect. I'm gonna make every point, okay, show up in the textbook. Okay. So we talked about the strategy management, analysis, decisions, and actions. Analysis, okay? These are environments, and decision is formulation, and actions implementation. We talked about this in the one case. All right, 2 fundamental questions. Competitive advantage, we talked about that too. Okay, how can you competitive advantage? All right. Then there are unique, valuable, difficult for rivals to copy yourself to resources. Okay, then we will talk about this. All right, this question, all right, in the following chapters. Okay, operation effectiveness is not strategy. All right, we talked about these 2 tactics. Okay, these are tactics. All right, then key attributes. Okay, 4 key attributes. Okay. Goals and objectives, stakeholders, and short-term, long-term perspective, and efficiency, effectiveness. Okay. So let's move. Okay, and short-term, long-term. All right, combination of this. Okay. Short-term is efficiency, and long-term is effectiveness. Okay. Short-term is tactics, long-term is strategy. Managers need to be ambidextrous. Okay? They should consider both short-term and long-term. All right, organize, harmonize this. Then better performance, competitive advantage. Okay? All right, and intended strategy and realized strategy. We talked about this. Okay, so your realized strategy is actually the combination of your intended strategy, original strategy, and emergent strategy. Okay, so strategy is dynamic, not static. Yes. All right, strategy analysis. We talk about vision, mission, and we'll talk about environments in the following chapter, chapter 2, and 3. Okay? And we briefly talk about strategy formulation, 3 levels of strategy. Okay, 3 levels of strategy. And we are going to talk about international level, but international level, we can talk about this again. All right. And strategy implementation. Okay. So we are not going to talk about details of this implementation with a textbook. We are going to do simulations to practice this strategy implementation because it's not easy to generalize it. Okay, to generalize it. All right, then corporate governance and stakeholders management. Everyone who is involved with your business is a stakeholder. All right, so you should have this perspective, symbiosis. Okay, stakeholders are dependent on each other for success. Okay, so your job as a manager, you should harmonize the interests among stakeholders. Okay. This is a symbiosis perspective of stakeholder management. Yeah. And social responsibility, the expectation that business or individuals will strive to improve the overall welfare of society. Yeah. And these days, social responsibility is more and more important. We talked about vision and mission and strategic objective too. So let's go ahead. And I just, had the Very College vision, mission, and strategic objective. Okay, you can read yourself, and then you just compare what the differences are. Okay, that's it. All right, this is my Chinese calligraphy. So this is all about. Okay, chapter 1. So we've done chapter 1. The first thing you should submit your chapter case on Canvas, and we start with the warmer case. Okay? And we did some class activities, your chapter case, discussions, and then we did some my presentation, very simple and brief presentation to make some points, not all the points. Okay, that's it. This is pretty much about chapter 1. Do you have any question or concerns, comment on chapter 1? We're done. Any question, comment on chapter 1? Okay. All right, great. So next time on Wednesday, we're gonna talk about chapter 2. All right, chapter 2. All right. So you are supposed to read chapter 2, okay, before the class. Then you submit the chapter case again. All right, chapter 2, and we are gonna take the one case at the beginning of the class. Then we will do chapter 2 like this. Okay. All right. Any question, comment? So chapter 1, was it good?
Yeah, pretty good.
All right, you did a great job too. Great discussions. See, actually, our class is composed of your discussions. I do very limited things. Okay, Okay, so you do your own class. Okay. All right. If you don't have any question, okay, I'm gonna see you on Wednesday. All right, I'm gonna see you on Wednesday. You have to go. You did a great job. Keep up the good work. Bye.
I have one
See
question.
ya.
All right. Who has a question?
I
Olivia?
do, yeah. For the case, is there a specific page number you want it to be?
You mean the length of the case?
Yeah.
Okay,
when
I don't have it.
Okay.
All right. Just one page or just your notes will be enough. Okay. All right. Great job, Olivia. Okay.